Hello. So I decided to do this astrological um, forecast for the charts, the energies in the sky right now, because they're very interesting. Stay with me. I'll try to be short, and wherever I feel I need to expand or emphasize, I will. I don't think this is a period that is. We are in the roses period. I don't think so. But let's start. So we notice in the charts, I don't know if you can see it behind me or how much you can see, but I will explain to you. We have clusters of planets gatherings in signs. We have in the play, I will not involve houses, which is areas of life, because this is moving in different times, and I want to, the point of the forecast is for the following days. So it doesn't matter which houses the planets are in. I want to give you the energetic signature and the topics, the themes that are in the air right now. So we have Aries cluster, Cancer cluster, and Gemini cluster. Why their clusters are important? Because we see planetary energies gathering in specific signs, um, drawing attention to specific themes. So in Aries, we have the Moon, Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron. In Cancer, you will see Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and in Gemini, Sun and Uranus. So the Aries is about individual identity. Cancer is about family, but in terms of the collective, is the collective community and connect themes around collective protection. The mediation is through the Gemini frequency, which involves information, communication, ideas, and narratives. So I will start with Chiron, which is in 29 degrees, because um, Chiron has stayed in Aries for some time. It's a long-term signature, and it's in the 29th degree of Aries, which is the energetic degree, and things can intensify. So for all these years that Chiron has been in Aries, it was exposing identity wounds, courage, self-worth, um, the right to exist, anger, uh, narcissistic tendencies, victimhood disguised as empowerment, and empowerment disguised as domination. Um, so here, Chiron in the 29th degree asks, what does healthy individuality actually looks like without us becoming abusive? Themes: aggression with strength. This is a confusion, a tension, yeah? Aggression with strength. Um, Confusion between confidence and arrogance. Confusion between independence and isolation. So this specific transit was about these confusions. And we have the chance now that it is in the last degree to evaluate and see what we learned and what we still haven't done, what's the homework to be done and still do it. Now, I'm turning to Moon conjunct Saturn. Um, this is very active right now. The moon moves very quickly, but it's something we see that the moon, it's the collective atmosphere, emotion, the collective mood, and Saturn is about reality. And this is why we see that the collective mood is very serious right now. Um, People become aware of the limits. Um, Reality enters the room, reality check. And here we see the immature Aries saying, I want this. And Saturn saying, yeah, but what are you willing to sustain? There's a consequence. If you want that, what are you going to do about it? So this is an indicator of emotional accountability in the current chart. The moon approaching Neptune, and here we see Aries being saturated by the Neptunian signature. So the emotional body is trying to redefine um, courage, leadership, identity. But Neptune dissolves old definitions. So, and this is the case where people feel uncertain. They might experience spiritual sensitivity at the same time being inspired and confused simultaneously, sometimes all in the same day, which is quite strong. Um, we then see Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer, and this is considered to be a benefic signature. I mean, beauty, values, um, anything that Venus symbolizes to be magnified by the nice touch of Jupiter. I see these days that this is not benefic to all people, and those that have traumas in Cancer, because Jupiter is there, they might get issues like um, family, inheritance, anything that could touch the ancestral line coming up and giving a hard time to the individual. But generally speaking, I should say that this conjunction amplifies compassion, um, uh, care, belonging, family systems, and community. Um, I would say that the collective seeks something nurturing, something um, caring. Jupiter magnifies everything, and being next to Venus magnifying the qualities of Venus. And Venus in Cancer represents values and worth around family systems in the community. Now, we have also Mercury in Cancer, and Mercury describes the type of the conversation um, being held or needed to happen. Um, Conversations become emotional, people speak from memory, um, family narratives emerge, historical narratives emerge. The ancestral line demands attention. So this is not about logic, this is about emotional frequency. And people ask, what does this mean for my family, my home, my community, my future, my people? This is what memory, um, the memory of Mercury in Cancer looks like. Now, Sun in Gemini, this is radiating life force into information, dialogue, media, networks, education, communication, everything Gemini. So here people demand answers and they want explanations, they want information and the ability to compare information. So Gemini creates movement, but it's so much movement that it can be very noisy. On the top of that, and I will stay here, stay with me, it's Uranus in Gemini. This is a longer story because it's going to stay, it's just the beginning and it's going to stay there for years. Um, Gemini Uranus brings disruption to information systems, education, transportation, communication, the media, and generally speaking, knowledge transmission. And we see already that the old information paradigm is beginning to fracture, and that's the beginning. Now, why is this chart also very intense? Because we have two signs that they initiate energy. They are cardinal signs. We have Cancer and we have Aries, and both they want to initiate, they create a lot of movement. So this chart is not passive, it's very active. So the question here is, I want to act, but what is initiating the action? You need to evaluate. Is it my fear? Is it love? Is it survival? Um, is it responsibility? Because this is very important right now to know why you feel the urge to move, to act. So, just to summarize and put in different words, perhaps, we have Moon conjunct Saturn in Aries and Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. So, the one says grow up, and the other one says do it with care. The one side says take responsibility, and the other side says remain human. And then the one side says stand on your own feet, and the other says, yeah, but you remember your connection to others. And these are two forces pulling each other because the urge to move and the urge to act in specific ways according to Cancer and Aries themes becomes a necessity. It comes to the center at the same time, and the themes are different. So how do you combine initiation in these two different faculties? The one is about individuality and another is about the family or the community. And this is why we might be seeing these days a lot of friction between topics of, like, even in states, individual states, their worth, their identity, and at the same time question arising around family systems, community, land, boundaries, what is mine and what is ours. So the friction is real, the tension is real. Yeah, I would say that the collective is moving from a wounded individuality, which belongs to Aries era, toward more mature responsibility, whilst while it rediscovers the need to belong, to protect, and be emotionally coherent. Now, the information systems are changing rapidly. Old identities are dissolving. And I think a new definition of courage is emerging. One that requires less aggression and more accountability. The reason why I share the current sky is for you to understand that as individuals, we are separate, unique entities, but we coexist, we interact with the environment around us and the sky and the universe. So we are not independent entities in our own merit. And many days we confuse what is ours and what is not ours, and where the I and the we or they meet and sit in the same table and share things, because we tend to forget that. I hope that serves you well, finds you well. And if you feel like sharing what you think or how you feel these days, please do so. I hope I'll see you soon.